What's up, everyone? Just waiting for the Saturday chat crew to come in, if they even exist. Anyways, welcome to JB Rants. And we're going to get into some, real fun stuff today. Real fun stuff. I'm just in such a great mood. We'll wait for some more folks to filter in. What up, Nick Daniels? I love seeing you at April June. I watch her every single day, and thank God you got that notification. They're really getting bad with it. I don't know. YouTube is on a. You'd think what they're doing is illegal because they've become, and I'm not someone at all in any capacity that wants, or I should say, that desires government takeover of things. But YouTube was literally the last vestige of folks like yourself and myself in April and June getting our voices out, and they're just censoring, and they know they're the biggest platform. That's the only reason they get away with it, is because they understand that they have so much leverage in terms of like market share that they think they can just piss on us. And I don't know, I haven't even started the video yet, and I'm already getting pissed. Nick Daniels says I'm on a phone today, so I can't type very well, and autocorrect will screw me up on my PC. Hardline is messed up. I'm always on mobile. Usually when I'm watching April or anyone else, I'm typically on mobile. So I understand exactly what that's like. I don't even know if I'm going to do a show right now, because as much as Nick Daniels and I like each other, I could private message this person and not do a show. Now we have 2 watching, so I think we're approaching a show. I don't do any promotion for these videos. You know what I'm saying? These are real scratches, by the way. I've been really itchy. I don't know why. Probably all the chemtrails. And those vaccines I got fucking 30 years ago. Just coming right up through the skin like the Karachi virus. Like, we're here to get you. We're gonna inject you. We're gonna fuck up your food. We're gonna poison your water with fluoride, and we're gonna spray you from the skies. Yeah, that's it. Because we just love it. That's what they love to do. Who's they? Stick around and watch the video if I choose to make it. I'm going to give it, because Saturday afternoons with no announcement are typically slow startups, so I'm going to give it, I don't know, 10 minutes. I'll yell at myself on the computer screen for 10 minutes. And if nothing happens, I'll go on later, which I typically get between 18 and 25. I used to get over 100, but ever since they started... And by the way, every single person that watches this show, when you hear, oh, am I one of those 100? Yes. But I know you personally, at least in terms of your comments, who you are, male, female, or I don't even know what you are anymore, because how many genders are there? There's like 37, 92 genders. What the hell? When I was growing up, I used to remember you address someone as, yes, ma'am, or yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Now it's like, yes, what do you identify as? And I know that's a cheap shot and it's low-hanging fruit for a show like mine, but it really is out there, and it's stupid. And I think it's very, very counterproductive to a society that expects to expand rather than contract into basically Sodom and Gomorrah. This has all been written before, but that's a whole other video, I suppose. Nick Daniels, I just saw a video with Barr talking about doing something about censorship from big tech. Doing something for censorship, or doing something... Okay, you said about, so that hopefully means no, you're trying to quelch free speech, and AG Barr is not going to allow that. I certainly hope that's the case. Because everyone says, and I'm not a defeatist at all. I wouldn't have lasted as long as I have in life, given the deck I've been handed, or on the internet, if I had a defeatist mentality or a personality. I don't. I believe in fighting back. Because there's always someone out there. See, I'm a communist in the sense that I really do believe there is enough out there for everyone. But you got to work for what you get. What communists say is you put us in control of your life and we'll be in charge of the stuff you get and we'll give it to you based on your compliance. That's communism to me. So I think I'm like a real communist. It's like there's plenty of stuff. And if there isn't, we have the ingenuity to make more. So let's make more. And then everyone benefits. But these control freaks at the top, they don't think that way. They want it all for themselves. They want it all for themselves. And then if you don't like the policies that these oligarchs, like Bernie Sanders, implement upon the public, it's not by the public, it's upon the public, which is literally a reversal of what an election process and a president and his or her cabinet is supposed to be. Because the president is hired by the people. Most folks, this is so lost because of bad public schools and all the chemtrails. Hello, Kiwi lover. Welcome. Now that I have 2 watching, I think I'll stay on. But because I am in the middle of a mini rant here. This isn't even the show I'm going to do. I got the show right here. But so essentially, communists are, you put us in control. You give us, 90% of your taxes, 75% to 90%. We already pay too much. I think I pay overall 44% in taxes. So 44% of what I earn through my direct labor is actually just taken away, just taken. And it goes to fund, their programs. So anyway, let me just restart now that we have 4 watching, which is amazing for a Saturday afternoon. Welcome to JB Rants. Thank you very much. I forget what I titled the video because I had, oh yeah, what do you say to zombies? Okay, good. That's the video. I'm just doing a pre-rant right now. But these folks like Bernie Sanders, I just watched him at a recent rally he was at. I just watched him. The President of the United States is a racist, is a homophobe, is a sexist, is a misogynist, is a Zionist, is an isolation. Okay, good. Bernie, cool. All right, take a breath. But what are you going to do? The President of the United States has orange hair, and that is disrespectful to people who do not have hair colored orange. Okay, yeah, no, good, Bernie. That excellent, nice open. So what are you going to do as president to fix all of these massive problems with orange and et cetera? We must get elected in order to stop the millionaire and billionaire class. Wait, Bernie, in the last 2 weeks, ever since you've been officially designated as a multimillionaire, you've stopped saying the millionaire and billionaire class, and now all you say is the billionaires. Is that correct? We must stop the billionaire class from influencing. But by the way, my Bernie's pretty good, isn't it? It's pretty. It's not good, but it's not. I'm actually kind of proud of it. We must hold the billionaire. Well, what about the millionaires? Because you're a millionaire now. You were talking about the millionaires, Bernie, about 2.5 years ago. Why aren't you talking about the millionaire class now? We must stop the orange man. I mean, these people are fucking ridiculous. I gotta read the chat. If I don't get out of, hi Indiana Jones, hi Nick Daniels and Kiwi Lover. Lying, name calling scum, Bernie. Oh, and here are the other gold nuggets that the Democrats. I was raised Democrat. and I guess I'm a Republican now. I'm way much more what my hat says, my custom hat, which is I'm a Trumplican conspiratorian. It's my brand new political party I invented. Keep America great, 2Q, 2Q. F CNN, F fake news, F MSNBC, F fake news. What did I write there? F Holly Weird, F Soros, F all of you. Yeah, I don't really have a very vibrant social life, so I make hats with my political rantings on them, and I get them custom delivered. It's true. Puppies on a rampage, says Kiwi. That's okay, you can handle it. Nick Daniels, lying name calling scum. Bernie, yes. Nick Daniels, cool hit. Kiwi lover, Bernie is a socialist. Bernie is a communist. They love to soften it with socialist. That's like lightening a hot sauce with water. Okay, or some other better analogy. I don't even know. I'm just so pissed off right now. Ben Cult 45 has joined us. Bernie's summer camp. Well, how about this? Here's Bernie's summer cap for summer camp. Can wear this around there and get your ass beat up by a bunch of fucking leftist scum, Nazi weirdo, brain, mind controlled fucking hive-minded robot bricks of the Lego in the intellectual prison, if you will. Yeah, communist just as bad. It's the same fucking thing. A lot of folks, they have like a severely negative view of socialism and communism, which they should, but they don't actually know what it is. They don't actually know. And this isn't even my video. I've got my video ready right here. This is just my opening rant, and I'm already gaining and losing viewers. YouTube's fucking crazy. Who cares? But essentially, communism / socialism is, in the words of Karl Marx, from those who are capable to earn to those who are in need. So from those who earn is redistributed to those in need. That sounds great. That sounds like a perfect world. It really, really sounds like a perfect world to me. From those who are able to gain and obtain and generate to those who are in need. Cool. So what happens when the amount of those who are in need, and here's where socialism and communism fails, is because of human nature. And believe me, I am the biggest proponent of I believe in humans. This is not an anti-people thing. But generally speaking, when you look at sweeping statistics worldwide, not just in this country, but worldwide, if services are provided, therefore making things easier for those, okay? So notice what I'm doing with my hands right here. It's taking from the thing and giving to the thing, okay? And of course it has to come from above and to below because of gravity, okay? So I'm not saying those up here who are so important to those. I mean, that's a whole other video too, but I've already done stuff on that. The Matrix. Watch my Matrix video. That was under JB is Neo. It's not under JB Rants. It's under JB is Neo. Neo like the Matrix. So they want to take from this pile and give to this pile. Well, the problem is when this pile no longer has a need to provide basic sustenance for those giving them what they need to survive above them, either two things happen. Either there are constant revolutions and overthrows of government, Bolshevik, Russia, many, many, many other countries. So either the public perpetually throws out the oligarchs, and there's always a bloody revolution. So we have lives lost there. So that's not a good thing at all by any measure. And on the better potentiality is we have top down control actually giving the folks what they basically need to get by, because the people on top are inherently greedy. Otherwise they wouldn't be there. They wouldn't be chosen to be on the electoral boards of this amount of food goes to this amount of citizen, and this amount of medicine goes to this amount of peasant, and this amount of transportation goes to proletariat, and this amount of military force goes to certain. I know I'm talking in an accent that doesn't even exist. What is that, Russian or some just weird thing I dreamt up from a Sacha Baron Cohen movie or some crap like Borat? But that's basically what it is take from earners and give to none. So therefore, isn't it essentially easier to be a part of the give to class rather than be a part of the give class? And that sounds fantastic. We're going to give. We're going to give to the public. We're going to give. But we're going to take our cut. So in order to pay for all of this, we are going to tax you 75 to 90% of your labor. And we're not only taxing you, we're taxing the person that employs you, and we're taxing the person that employer has, property in, the building, the laboratory, the factory, the facility, whatever it is. We're taxing them. And if they make too much money, we're going to give them a capital gains tax. And if they make too much money there, we're going to tax them. Just, do you understand? It's a plan. This doesn't happen by accident. This is how the fucking socialists take over. Okay? This is how the socialists take over. And I can, I can cover other areas as well. When the socialists don't, because they're like petulant children. We have a social view, and this is how society must be. Cool. My name is Jay. What up? Nice to meet you. Sarah, or whatever your name is. I hope there's no one named Sarah in the chat. Hey, Dean Machine, what up? Kiwi Lover, Dean Machine. Hey, Sarah, nice to meet you. What up? Are you a capitalist? Not that that's ever happened on a first date, but kind of close to it on a few times, believe it or not. I believe in free market, but how are you? Nice to meet you. What up? Because I just can't stand this president. I just can't. And then this has actually happened to me on a first date. I don't know why I'm channeling this right now. Let's take the first date out of it. Conversation with a person. I just can't stand to be around anyone that likes this president. And I go, why? Well, why is that? He's so crude and mean, and he's just not like what I view as a president. He shouldn't be there. He just shouldn't be there. He just shouldn't be there. That's their argument. He just shouldn't be there. I don't like his personality. He's weird. He's Donald Trump. He was on TV. Why is he president? So good. That's fantastic. So what do you want? Do you want another corporate suit, man or woman, that's in politics, spent their entire life crafting their perfect versions of lies, meanwhile taxing you more and more and more while promising you everything and delivering almost nothing? But you hate a businessman who came in and said, I'm Donald Trump and this shit is fucked up and I don't like how this is costing way too much. This is costing way too much. This is costing way too much. You're all fired. I'm going to bring in my own government and we're going to do 4 years or hopefully 8 years and see how that works. Let's try it. So what's their solution? They go, well, no, we cannot let that stand because that goes against our official narrative. Our official narrative handed down to us by the Queen of England, who still has not gotten over the fact that America Although America is still a colony of Great Britain, but that's another 10 videos right there explaining that one. But for our purposes, in terms of surface level stuff, what we're actually talking about here, these people are nuts. They're just so entitled. I saw Elizabeth. I can't listen. By the way, here's a new thing. I can promise my audience this. I will never play another audio video. And maybe I'm being a little bit JB here. Maybe I'm being a little bit of motherfucking JB here. But I will not play audio of Elizabeth Warren on my show any longer. When she makes ridiculous statements, I will read her statements because everything is printed, because everything is typographed or whatever they call it these days. I mean, I'm only 149 years old. Of course, we still use typographs, right? But I will not play her voice on this show because I've already banned it from my personal life because I cannot stand this harpy fucking bitch, this fake Indian Pocahontas witch with her stupid glasses. Hey, some people look good in glasses. Your host being one of them. Or so I've been told. But with her second grade substitute teacher glasses and horrible hair and her pointy ass finger, just men are bad. White men are bad. White men. I can't do it. I can't listen. That's what she sounds like to me. She sounds like a plastic bag filled with, like sewer mud, just like stepped on and farting it all out. That's what her voice sounds like to me. I can't do it. Time to read the chat. Nick Daniels, I would ask. Indiana Jones, agree, Kiwi. I got to catch up with you guys. Nick Daniels, oh no, I'd walk away. Kiwi lover, shh, Kiwi, you never know who's watching. Well, it's the NSA, the CIA, and all the other ones. And all the satellite programs, the Keyhole satellite, they're all watching us and listening to every single word, so don't worry about it. Cupcake. BB puppies need to go out. Very nice. We love puppies. Pocahonky. I've never heard that. Nick Daniels says Pocahonky. That's fucking funny. I don't know if Nick Daniels agrees with this, but I wish April Lejeune would be like me on YouTube, or maybe do like another channel where I could hear April Lejeune swear, like just say what, because as George Carlin said, the great stand-up comedian, there's nothing more effective sometimes than a well-placed fuck. And I totally agree with him. And you can say shit, cunt, balls, ass, everything. Like I really think it adds. I don't think it detracts. I think when we can watch a Super Bowl and have, by the way, everyone knows I don't even know who played in the Super Bowl. This is true. I don't know who played in the Super Bowl, and I don't know who won. Literally. And I'm not saying that to be like, hey, I'm super cool or nichey. It's like I actually just don't care. And then some folks are going to say, well, JB, certainly folks at work must have talked to you or some friends must have told you. Well, I don't have a lot of friends anymore. And at work, my boss is actually the same way as me. Does not give a fuck. So anyway, I digress. What I was trying to say is with April Lejeune, I wish she could come on and say, fuck once in a while, just because I know she's got that in her, because it really brings the message kind of forward. It's like the salt and pepper. You can have a nice piece of meat, but the salt and pepper on it, to me, and if the conversation is a nice piece of meat, this is just how I think of it. To me, salt and pepper and spices are the swear words. Carefully, put on, not too much in one spot. You're going to ruin the meal, but enough coverage, and it's just great. But it's what she says I hate most. Nick Dana says I hate her wardrobe. She still Indiana Jones. Does she ever change that spandex suit? Are you guys talking about Elizabeth Warren or April Lejeune? Nick Daniels and Indiana Jones. I'm a little confused right now. I don't think I've ever fucking seen either of them in spandex. I'm just a little confused right now. 8 watching. Hello. Welcome to all the lurkers. This is a pro-President Trump channel. We discuss politics, conspiracies, general chat. Please come in the chat. No one's going to bother you. Oh, Warren. Yeah, Warren looks like... Hey, Vic E. How are you? Vicky. We get Vicky Carroll in JujuBot, so I always pronounce you Vic E. Vic E. It's the only way I can do it. Oh my lord. Vicky says, you are on my TV and say hi to the kids. Hello, kids. My name is JB Rants. I'm a researcher. I'm an independent researcher, which means I don't listen to what the teachers told me in school. But what I do is I do good work in school. When I was in school, I'm 35 years old, and I would pay attention to the teachers, achieved great grades, but also I maintained a mind for myself. So the most important thing I would say to the kiddies out there is, sure, you're going to have a lot of teachers and a lot of life experiences, but most importantly, you need to think for yourself. And that's my PSA message of the day. Okay? Antonio Davila has joined us. What up, Aunt Dav? I call you Aunt Dav when the chats are busy, but now I can call you Antonio Davila. I haven't even gotten into my show. All right, so let's get into it. I'm fed up with this guy named Mr. Bernard Sanders. With Mr. Bernard Sanders. I'm fully fed up. So here's what we're going to do. I want to compare the Democrat style of government, which everyone admits on both sides. Everyone admits is kind of a top-down control system. And there happens to be something that is, unfortunately, it's circling the world right now. It's called the coronavirus. The coronavirus. Hey, Empty Promises, what up? So I thought about the Democrat Party, and then I thought about a virus. So I decided to look up the definition of a virus. So think about all of your Democrat, and I'm basically a Democrat. It's just that I'm a Trump supporting Democrat. I mean, because I believe in most of the things the party used to. They've been taken over by, crazy bats, essentially. So think about the average Democrat candidate and their voters in terms of a virus. This is direct from WebMD. Viruses depend on the host cells that they infect to reproduce. When it comes into contact with a host cell, a virus can insert its genetic material into its host, literally taking over the host's functions. So you see all those friends that used to have that go, well, yeah, I might be, I might be Republican, I might be Democrat, I might be this and that. I'm a Democrat. Republicans are evil. Orange man bad, orange man bad, orange man bad. How many times have you seen that on social media? How many times have you seen that on social media? Whether it's Facebook, it's probably primarily Facebook. I can't speak on the other social networking platforms because I'm not on them. For example, I'm not on Twitter or Gab or Reddit or all the other whatever the hell's going on out there. But everyone's just started. I noticed this in 2015, 2016. Well, Russia. It gets into their brains. Russia. And then Ukraine. It gets into their heads. It's the echo chamber. And then when they go home after work, they're hearing it from their fucking coworkers. So they go home after work. It's like, oh, I'm going to relax finally. Hey, hubby, is my dinner ready? Because now the women are the breadwinners in the household, and this is all sarcastic, but it's actually true. But I don't care. I think it's great. But it used to be the man comes home with the cigar and slams his hand down. He's half drunk already. He's like, "Is dinner ready? Bitch!" And the kids are crying, and it's like, "Oh, dad's home." This and that. That's the image they tried to purvey, but now it's actually, since they did the whole gender reversal program that they did in the late 90s and throughout the entire 2000s before 2020, and now it's just off the board, fucking insane with the, men are women and women are men and gender doesn't matter, and there are 67 genders, and that's the Democrat Party. Republicans are like, look, they're not perfect. George H.W. Bush, or George W. W presided and allowed September 11th to happen. Okay. I'm going to end my commentary on that there because I'm actually having a good time right now. Okay. I had to take a moment there. So we'll just leave that. And I'll try to get back to my humor. An infected cell produces more viral protein and genetic material instead of its usual products. Sounds just like a Democrat to me. You meet someone, like you're two cells in a body of the human of the human body. You meet someone. Hey, how are you? I'm doing good. Are you voting for Bernie Sanders or Amy Klobuchar? No, I'm actually voting for Trump, but I hope you have a good day. How dare... No, I did it the wrong way because the screen is reversed. How dare you? You're a racist. You're a bigot. You're a sexist. You're a homophobe. You're a xenophobe. You're anti-Israel, even though the president of the United States' son-in-law is totally way too Jewish for even me. So fuck you, and you're a homophobe, and then riots happen, and then Antifa is formed. These people are sick. It's the one world ideology. It's the one world idiom, a word I don't use very often. It's the one world psychology. It's the one world of we're the bankers taking over, but we're going to make you little people out there earning our measly little salaries that we tax you the fuck on, that we tax you. I'm Bill Gates. I'm Bill Gates. Just running the world, releasing viruses everywhere. I'm Bill Gates. I haven't done my Bill Gates in a while. I'm Bill Gates. We're just, there's too many brown people in this country. Let's release that virus there. And let's go do a press conference and get paid, $200,000 for the press conference. I'm Bill Gates. There's just too much population in this area of the world. So unfortunately, some of your sons and daughters and your cousins and aunts and uncles and nephews and basically the whole landscape is going to have to be eliminated. By eliminated, I mean you're going to get a disease and, you bleed out from your ass and your eyes. We created it in a lab because we care about planet Earth so much. Give me a fucking break. But what's fucked up is that's how these people actually think. Seriously. This is what we're up against. The only problem is that they are in power. They're in power over the governments. Everyone goes, why does JB yell about something called the Illuminati all the time? I thought that was just a conspiracy theory. Is it really just a conspiracy theory? If you think, if you watching me right now internally believe, internally, like you're watching me right now, I know you're watching me right now. You're probably making eye contact with me right now because I'm looking directly at the camera. If you don't realize that there are people out there that want you and your family dead because there are too many people on the planet, don't watch my channel. Don't watch it because I'm against it because it's fake, phony, and false. So don't watch me. Don't watch me. It's like super easy. Oh, I'm pissed off at JB. He says things I don't like. I have the easiest solution on the fucking planet for folks who get offended when I say things they don't like. Debate me, which you're going to lose, or turn it off. Go watch Rachel Maddow. Super easy. Just go do that. There's no reason for you to bring your consternation and, negative energy into my message of truth just because you want to hold up your bloody lie. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. I don't know anyone personally who watches Rachel Maddow as news. It's total propaganda. It's total propaganda. And also, I get physically sick looking at that man, woman. I don't even know what the fuck it is. J Dog and Indiana Jones, good day. Vic E, yep, JB, great impersonation. Thank you. It's not the best, but yeah, Vicky says they are real and evil. See, my audience is at least honest and also better looking than most of the audience on YouTube. And I did zero promotion. I get 7, 8 watching. I did zero promotion. I'm unbelled and unsubbed from all the big channels. And people come to hear what little folks, and I mean, I am 5'3", but like little folks in terms of like us actually working out here, have to fucking deal with. And it's really, really, really exhausting. J Dog says Rachel Mad Cow. Mad Cow. She's worse than that. Agree, MT. Amen, Nick. Nice. Everyone's on the same page. So now, how the hell long have I been on? I'm going to get in. I've been on for almost 40 minutes, 37:43. I'm going to go take a piss, and then we're going to beat the shit out of Bernie Sanders, and it's going to be easy and fun. And of course, my right foot, since I was sitting on a wood chair, my right foot, I was sitting cross-legged, and it's completely numb. It's pins and needles. I can't even stand on it. So this will be awkward. I guess I'll read some more. I can feel it coming back now. Amen, Nick. Indiana Jones says, run, Bernie, run. Hell yeah. Oh my God, please, Bernie be the nominee. Any of them. I don't care. I don't care. The only one I'm worried about is Hillary. She could win. And she's going to run. And she could win. I don't know if you guys ever have this happen. I'm not being a jerk or being dramatic, but my fucking right foot went completely numb. Like, if I wasn't careful when I first, stood up, I would have fallen right just over a dead leg. But it's back now. All right, I'm gonna go take a little leak. I'll be right back. I'm in a very charismatic mood today. I don't know why. Maybe it's because we're gonna win in 2020, and that means a lot of good things for not only you and me, but the rest of the country and the world. So I think I'm in kind of a good mood, but I'm going to go limp to the bathroom and take a pee-pee. I'll be right back. I'm going to go take a pee-pee booty judge. I'll be right back. J-Dog says Bernie is working with Putin. Pastor of Muppets, I haven't seen you in a couple moons. What the? Sanders is the only one that actually has a chance against Trump. I agree. He's the only declared one that has a chance against the president. Hillary Clinton will run. I sound like H.A. Goodman. H.A. Goodman has been the one on YouTube. Let me get through the rest of the comments first, and then I'll opine on that. Nick Daniels says it is too late for Hillary to run legally. That plays right into what I am about to espouse. That's peripheral neuropathy possible predisposition to pressure palsy. That's peripheral neuropathy possible predisposition to pressure palsy. Or you sat on it wrong. No, it's not. Sanders is 78 and had a heart attack. He's actually had 2 heart attacks, but they won't report on that. He had another scare, but the mainstream media won't report on it. Just Google or go to Gateway Pundit, Sanders' second heart attack, unless they pulled it down. That was on. It was over a week ago, but under 2 weeks ago. Unless they pulled it down, wouldn't surprise me. But I wouldn't just say something like that randomly. I don't want the guy to die of a heart attack. But he had another scare 10 days ago. Look it up. Anyway. Back to Nick Daniels. She's passed the legal filing to run. It doesn't matter. What's going to happen is, and I agree with the YouTuber H.A. Goodman on this, what they're going to do is they're going to let Mayor Pete Buttplug, they're going to let JoJo Krusty Biden, they're going to let Warren, they're going to let, Jaws of Life, Klobuchar, or whatever. They're going to let them all basically get too many delegates in order to find a real leader. They're going to take it to the convention, start a big argument called a contested convention, and then all the delegates essentially open up and they go, well, who the fuck is going to be our nominee? And they're going to go, I don't know how they're going to do it, but they're going to go, we will put in Hillary Clinton. How many delegates would support her? And it would be an overwhelming majority. And they're going to go, Hillary Clinton is the nominee of the Democrat Party for president in 2020. That's how I understand it. Is it messy? Yes. Are they going to lose? Yes. But that's how they're going to do it, from my understanding of it. Yeah, I sat on it wrong, Nick Daniels. I sat on it wrong for too long and went fucking numb. And it wasn't comfortably numb. So, economic black swan event, Steven Crowder, Joe Rogan Experience, Chef and More, Sushi Rolls, Tina Davies. Clear. I'll look up my own stuff. There's a dog barking. Oh shit. All right. I was gonna quit, but I'll play you guys some William Mount.
Good morning. Welcome to our show. We appreciate each and every one of you. Today is 0222-2020 or military time. It's 2202-2020. It's the 20th of February 2020. 22nd of February 2020. Yeah, the 20th with 2002-2020. Or, oh my God, I can't say that again. Anyway, welcome to our channel. Must be a conspiracy in that somewhere. The Economic Black. Welcome to the Silver Eagle News Network. This is a very special microphone. Notice that the wings go up. This is the American eagle, as opposed to the European eagle, which has the wings in a wimpy location. The American eagle has the wings up. That's why this microphone is so special, because it has the wings up. And it reminds you you're an American, not a European. Much different. Anyway, the economic black swan is here. The CDC announces that China crud is coming here. And what does that mean? If Benjamin Fulford is correct, the China crud, and I believe it's a Mycoplasma forensis incognitus that's been made over. That's what killed over 200,000 of our soldiers that the frazzled rats sold Iraq before the first Gulf War. 660,000 troops, 200,000 of them died of Mycoplasma forensis incognitus. Something that I got, but we had to find out a way to get rid of it. But we're not allowed to talk about that on YouTube, even though we do on William Mount too, but that's for another day. So now the creepy crawly crud is in Lebanon, Tehran, South Korea, China, Italy. Unbelievable. It's all over the world. The World Health Organization said, you know, we can't contain it. If you were going to spread a virus that spreads by touch, somebody sneezes on you, you couldn't do a better job. I mean, they kept these people in these cruise ships until everybody got infected, and then they released them on the shores. Then they kept everybody in planes for 12, 14-hour flights, and then they released them onto the shores and said, well, the guy who had the China crud, he didn't infect anybody else.
And now they're saying that the 14 days is not enough to contain people. They want at least 28, 29 days. At least.
At least.
At least. And they can be reinfected.
All I say is thank God for Trump, because I don't think he's going to let the United States quarantine as many. China's got 1 billion people quarantined. And it couldn't happen at a better time because they owe all this debt. And they just printed up $6 trillion in yuans. They just printed up and said, we'll pay the Rothschilds. Their production is down 80%, Jane.
Oh, they're in trouble.
And all those wings that Boeing found crud in, dust, they were all made in China because the neighbor across the street runs the wing factory for the 737 in China. So all that creepy crud stuff was wings imported from China. Huh. So the 737's in trouble because of cheap Chinese labor. Their economy's in trouble. They can't even export steel right now. They can't export anything except the planes flying out of central China filled with adrenochrome headed to the elites in Washington, D.C., in Paris, and Rome, and Moscow are still flying. But almost China had to bail out their airlines. Did you know that?
Yes, they did.
China bailed out all their airline companies. They're in big trouble. 10 cities in Italy. It's 1 in South Korea. 2.5 million in Tehran. Just
a couple in South Korea.
We're looking at Tehran. And we're not allowed to give what we think will take care of this pneumonia. We're not allowed to tell you what takes care of it. But we still sponsored those two companies just because just because.
Well, you know what, the thing that concerns me is the CDC, who we had thought for years was neutral, and they were there to help. They're not. They're very political, and they will go with the highest bidder. And the CDC even said it's to the point now where we don't feel we can contain it.
No, the WHO said we can't contain it. The CDC said we can't contain it. Now, here's where the CDC stands. There are a bunch of naval doctors that I called when I got all the crud from Iraq, and I told them what this patient had, and they said, well, let the patient die. Who's the patient? I said, me, you numbskull. The CDC is there to kill. They're naval doctors who are demon-possessed, because I've run into them, and they run from me. And they're there to patent and manufacture vaccine. The money from the vaccines goes to support the terrorists right now in the Idlib province of Syria, northern Syria, which is the original Valley of Armageddon, where the First World War was fought between Mari and Ebla. That was the First World War, fought 3,700 years ago, I believe. A couple hundred years after the Ark landed on Mount Ararat, they came down the mountain and they inhabited these two regions and they fought a war. That was the First World War. And Ebla lost, and Mari along the Euphrates won. That's some pretty advanced building techniques that after Ebla was destroyed, we didn't see those building techniques. And then eventually the Anunnakis, the giants, came in, the Amorites, and destroyed the people from Mari. And then when the Jews came in, the Israelites came in. Israel mean people of God. Islam mean people of slaves. So when the Israeli troops attacked them, they were destroyed by meteorites, because an ancient mosaic showed right after the Israelites beat the giants that they were actually killed by meteors coming out of the sky. Very interesting. We aren't told the true history, are we, Jane? Had nothing to do with the Ark of Nothing. It had to do with the fact that meteors fell from the sky and killed these 8. Og was 15 feet tall, the king of the giants. And so these meteorites came, and the Israelites, they were only about 5 foot tall. So there are now 729 cases in Washington state that they are monitoring as the people go about their daily business.
What does that mean, monitoring?
It means they want it to spread. It means the CDC is working very hard to spread it, to create mandatory vaccinations to get profits, to displace 1 million people in Syria, to send them into Europe and create an Islamic Europe that worships Lucifer. That's what it means. They're people of the book. They're strict, regimented. They don't have a relationship with God. They have a relationship with a master who orders them to do things. That's not God. So anyway, you could not do a better job of spreading this. China's production is down 80% across the board. Now it's in Hanoi, South Korea, Japan. It's all over the world. Russia, Turkey, Syria. It's all over the world. And YouTube sent a special order to us. We're not supposed to tell you what to do in case you get it. That's why we sponsor companies just because. Hint, hint. That's why we talk about other things on other programs. That's why we have Ronnie from Get the Tea on. Nothing tears nothing. But it can break up the virus and give you a fighting chance. So I can't believe that we've got U.S., Russia, Turkey, Syria, and China.
China's running out of food.
Israel, yeah, they're massively running out of food. Now, what's going to happen when 1 billion people can't go out and farm? Oh, and the Idlib province, the Valley of Armageddon, north of Syria, not the Israelites' Megiddo mountain, but the actual Valley of Armageddon, the Idlib province, is nothing but farms.
But
they can't farm it.
Did you see how there's being a mass migration out of Syria?
Yeah,
the Idlib region.
The farmers can't farm one of the most fertile valleys in the world, and Trump just opened up the water resources to Southern California, and the pig who runs California, the governor, wants to sue him for providing food for people like refugees, Americans, Chinese, because that valley in Southern California it was nothing but sand. And they fertilized the heck out of it. When I was a kid, it was sand. And they got avocado trees, orange trees. They got every crop you could imagine. And they feed the world out of that. And the governor of California doesn't want people to eat. He's one of those people that says, murder the children, infanticide, kill the children up to 1 year of age. I am the governor of California. Do not plant farmlands. Let the people starve to death. That's what these freaks in the Democratic Party are all about. Kill, kill, kill. Can you believe that? We're opening up the most fertile valley in the world, and Governor Newsom, the freak, another demon rat, just like Oregon and Washington, more demon rats, won't open up the water resources. They're going to have to arrest him. President Trump is going to have to appoint somebody in the Army Corps of Engineers who has the guts, who has the intestinal fortitude, who has the, you know what, to arrest the governor of California if he stops it, because that water project is owned by the Corps of Engineers, not the state of California. And the feds are supposed to trump the state, but it's all run by corporations now, so who knows what's going to go on. So now we have 1 million refugees in Syria that can't eat, and a governor who's blocking their food shipments. What a pig! Hey, I got an idea. Put me in with the governor of California, and I will stand there and have him not eat for a week, and let's see how he feels. Okay? But Trump won't do that. He'll do something else. So God also stated there would be train accidents, ship accidents, and plane accidents because they need the insurance money. So what happens? A country called, or company, Antifa, well, let's put it gently. 7 February, Antifa knocked a train. There were 2 deadly train derailments. 8 February, that was in South Carolina. 8 February, in Illinois, train derailment. 13 February, Kentucky train derailment. And the Canadian rail system has just announced the rail shipments in the East Coast are coming to a standstill because of Antifa. Now, we all know Antifa is sponsored by the FBI, and they're all collecting insurance money for this. So the Antifa website is called North Shore Counter Info. And they claim credit for this. Now, we looked up North Shore Counter Info, and they said this belongs to libcom.org. And then Wikipedia said in other words, they know who runs libcom.org, who runs North Shore Counter Info.
No shit.
They know who collects $1 million a year off that website because it goes to a bank account. And you have to have a name and a social security number to get that money out of the bank account.
Correct.
So they know who runs this organization that's derailing trains. You think they'd be dead by now after killing people? The FBI is there to create terror.
Correct.
Well, isn't Trump thinking about putting Antifa as a terrorist?
Yeah, he's been talking about it for 3 years.
Yeah, he's classifying them as terrorists.
Yeah, big deal. He's thinking about it. Why would he think about it? Why don't you just wipe out the people who run North Shore Counter Info and libcom.org? Put them in a solitary confinement, for the rest of their lives for murdering people.
At a certain point.
The Bible says they committed first-degree murder. You kill them.
Pause.
Electric chair hanging. But that's not the way the world works. They're elite liberals in England.
William Mount, I love you. I love you. I play your stuff as my stuff with your permission, which is good. Yeah, we need to simply arrest these folks as domestic terrorists. That's what they are. They do violence for political gain. Myself personally, I'm getting really, really tired, really extraordinarily tired of these folks getting away with bashing people's heads in. Spitting on someone is bad enough. I mean, now I know it could potentially be like a lethal thing because we have the Karachi coronavirus happening all over the place. So like spitting on someone could actually be like a death sentence potentially. So that's not okay in my book anymore at all. I used to tolerate it. I've never been spat on, but I wore a red MAGA hat in a previous town that I lived in. Just south of Boston. And I had a full iced coffee, which is, I don't know if you guys have Dunkin' Donuts where you are. And I don't want to see everyone in the chat say, yeah, we have Dunkin' Donuts here. That's not the point. The point is Dunkin' Donuts serves an iced coffee about the size of a bucket when you get a large. And it's not cheap. It's like $4. And someone, when I was wearing a red MAGA hat on a Sunday morning, walking to the restaurant that I worked at part-time, threw an almost full iced coffee right out the window, right at me. And it was definitely designed to be thrown at me, because who whips out of a Ford F-150? Who whips an iced coffee across the street just because they were like unsatisfied with their coffee? Or no, this was not mixed. It didn't have enough sugar. I take coffee with no sugar, by the way. Sugar is bad, but who throws their coffee that they just paid for out the window at a little dude with his apron and his little side pack, which is me, walking to go bus at a restaurant to make my spending cash? Because what I used to do is, the restaurant's now closed. Otherwise, I would tell some of you guys to go there with me. We could meet up there in person. But if you ever come to Boston, we can meet up. It's all good. They took the effort to throw that large ice Dunkin' Donuts coffee right at my fucking head, just because I was walking down the street wearing a red hat. So the Republicans are the party of oppression, but the Democrats can engage in violence of oppression. If you don't vote for us, we're going to throw stuff at you. But they're not the party of suppression and or oppression. Give me a break. D Machine says that guy should turn in his truck, not a man. Yeah, Ford F-150, black. Oh, am I racist? I called the truck black because it was painted black. I'm so racist. I'm so fucking unbelievably racist. You wouldn't imagine how racist I am. FLS 360 has joined us. What up, FLS? Hola, how are you? I mean, I don't understand how to talk to people that don't know how to debate ideas. They don't know how to debate ideas. It's a sickness. It's a sadness. It's something that I don't understand. It's like, okay, if we want to attempt to eliminate poverty elements of certain racialized groups, the best way to do that, I think, is to lower taxes across the board and let everyone excel in their business format to do the best they can to provide the best for their family, their company, and also hire others, which is ipso facto, by definition of it standing on its own, creating jobs. That's the president's plan, and it's been working. The Democrats' plan is orange man bad, orange man bad, orange man bad. We need to be in power. We must be in power. We must be in power. Otherwise, the country is racist and sexist and horrible. I got nothing to say. Those are the two views. FLS 360 wants to believe that I'm Blackie Fitzpatrick. All my people in the left wing, rock, All my people in the right wing, rack. All my people in the stupefies, and we're up again. Hey, don't say it. Maybe we could bring it up again on credit. I get stupefied. I mean, I if I researched the song, I could do it. But these Democrats are so stupid. They're really, to me, and this is simply my opinion, they're burning down their own house, and it's really, really funny to watch. FLS 360 says, "Where's Alex lately?" He's banned from YouTube, so you got to find him on Facebook. He's on Facebook, FLS 360. He's on as Alec, which is his real name, Alec, ALEC, Whittier, WHITTIER, Whittier. So he's on Facebook, and he goes on every night, and he plays that song frequently. I get stupefied. Rah! So there's nothing wrong with that. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. I just wanted to expose. Is there anything else? Why does it do that? That's so stupid. Blackie Fitzpatrick has actually invited me to a live. So if you guys want to see me there, we'll see each other there. So just click on the link. For my exit argument to the Democrats, and I was raised a Democrat. I was raised a Democrat, straight up. We're not all bad. Us voters, Elizabeth Warren, we're Bernie Sanders, we're not all racists who hate people of other skin color. That basically doesn't exist anymore, or at least it doesn't exist in my world anymore. It never even thought to me growing up. I was taught the idea of people of different skin color, look out for them or this and that. You know where I was taught that potentiality in my being inserted into my young brain when I was like 10 was by public school. They go, we're going to be busing in the kids from the lower privileged communities, and you will treat them with respect. And I'm like 10. I'm like 9. I'm like 11. I'm like, what the fuck? It's people. Like, what is this a thing? I didn't get it. So then apparently I learned later on that there's a thing called like racism. And I'm a Trump supporter. So I learned about the subject of racism in like 4th grade. We have to treat our African American children. I made friends with most of them because they were just people. These Democrats are so stupid. I mean, a dumb mistake is a dumb mistake. I make a lot of dumb mistakes at work. I'm still gainfully employed, even though I'm better than most of what can do what I do. But being willfully ignorant of the fact that the Democrats are using racial division in order to facilitate them gaining power of the presidency is very, very weird to me. I see Bernie Sanders. I already did this in my video. I'm going to do it again. The President of the United States is a racist, is a sexist, must be removed from office because we cannot have this revolution with. Yeah, but you're a Bernie. You're an admitted socialist communist. So you're trying to bring communism to the United States under the guise of working for the little guy when you changed your campaign slogan fighting against the millionaires and billionaires. But once you became a multimillionaire, now it's only the billionaires. Bernie Sanders, Bernard Sanders, JB from Boston has a message for you. Fuck you. The United States will never be a communist country. I'm literally giving a middle finger to a presidential candidate, and I know this is live on the internet. Bernie Sanders, please just drop out and get out of our way. I don't like this person. I don't like the way they talk about working people. I work for a living. I don't like the way Bernie Sanders talks about working people. People work because they believe that they are making the best form of their lives for individuals. But what really matters is that we have to have a collective society that takes care of everyone. Yeah, it takes care of everyone under your fucking plans, you fucking liar. You want to control everything, you piece of shit. Bernie Sanders, fuck you. Elizabeth Warren is a carbon copy of Bernie Sanders. Elizabeth Warren, fuck you. Who's left? Bloomberg? I would vote for Tulsi Gabbard for president in 2024 in a second. You guys have a good candidate, and you're cheating her again. You're cheating her just like you cheated Bernie. Bernie Sanders would have kicked the shit out of President Trump in 2016 election. He would have won in a fucking landslide. But you stole it because you're not a political party. The Democrats are control freaks run by the international banks. That's what they are. That's what they are. That's what they are. That's exactly what they are. I have to go take a piss. I haven't been reading the chat. I'm so sorry. I'll read the chat before I go take a piss. Hey, Robin Hood, what up? All right, everyone knows what everyone said. I'll be right back. I'm curious as to what the final comments are going to be. That I can tell you right now. Robin Hood says, I don't see Bernie passing out any of his personal wealth. Robin Hood, hello, JB. Robin Hood, JB, not much. Okay, FLS 360. Look, I sound like Blackie now. Look. I hope Blackie goes on. I don't want to have to be on too long, I can tell you that. I'm getting very, very tired of this political situation. I shouldn't go on live and end things the way that I'm about to end it right now. The way that I'm about to end it right now. I shouldn't go on live and end a show the way that I'm about to end it right now. I should not go on live, YouTube or Facebook or whatever, and end a show the way I'm about to end it right now. I should not do this, but I will do this. The entire government that you think is the real government, the entire election process that you think is the real election process has been bullshit since before you were born. And I don't care if you're 101 watching my show. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. President Trump was an anomaly because he was not supposed to win. It was supposed to be after they killed Kennedy, and then they throw in some Nixons or whatever. It was supposed to be Bush, Clinton, Bush, Clinton, Bush, Clinton, New World Order. And what the New World Order is everyone microchipped, everyone microchipped, everyone microchipped, everyone microchipped, everyone forced vaccinated, everyone forced vaccinated. Everyone's satellite controlled. Everyone's satellite controlled. Everyone's satellite controlled. Just like that game that I never played called The Sims. So you think you're living your own life, but there's actually someone up there that's like, oh, this is what you're going to do today with thoughts implanted into your head via satellite. Direct biological uplink. JB's crazy. This stuff isn't real. This stuff isn't real. JB's a crazy person. This stuff isn't real. It's just a conspiracy theory. Okay, good. So if you believe that, don't watch my show. Got rid of that group. So with the rest of it, President Trump was not supposed to win. He ran because he said, holy shit. This is my opinion, and this is from my research. Okay. Notice how I say more and more offensive things and my numbers go up. It's pretty good. That means a lot of the the population, us humans, you, me, men, women, children, everyone, we're awake. We know what the fuck is going on, and we're not afraid to fucking swear. Or at least on my show, we're not afraid. So what they wanted to do was they bring down the towers and they bring down Building 7, galvanize the American public, which they were successful at, myself included, until I realized 9/11 was an inside job done by It's a Real Hell, aka Israel. It's a real hell. Until I figured that out, and then I learned about the globalist agenda, which is to reduce the world's population down to 500 million worldwide. There are 7 billion of you. There are 7 billion of over 7 billion of you, and over 7 billion of me, and over 7 billion of your children, parents, grandparents, nieces, nephews, all family members. So which ones are you willing to execute and put in the ground in order to make AOC and Al Gore more money for the green agenda? Just curious. Why don't you put the numbers of family members that you're willing to exterminate for the green agenda? Could you put that in the chat? Because I'm just curious. I'll go first. I don't mind. I'll go first. That's my answer. Which is why I believe that these things are either aliens or demons. They might be aliens, they might be from way somewhere else, you know, or they might be from inner Earth, or they might be from another dimension that we can't see. I don't know. But that's what they want. It's on the fucking Georgia Guidestones. Nick Daniels knows. Indiana Jones is honest. Here's what I say to these fucks. How about you first? You first. Because there are certain things that JB Rants doesn't like. Because there are certain things that JB Rants doesn't like. The depopulation agenda is one of them. Do I go to Walmart? Yes. Have I been to Walmart and I go, why is this person literally 600 pounds in front of me, not even looking like a person? I mean, their hind legs look like this. You know, you'd need a crane to take them anywhere. My point is that this is an agenda. Personal decision comes into it. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. But something's fucked up in your goddamn head when you eat yourself to 600 pounds. Okay, that's like 4 people right there worth of weight. All right, something's fucked up. I understand that there are things in some of my favorite snack foods. Some of my favorite snack foods, like Cheetos. I have Cheetos like once a month. They have things in them called excitotoxins, which teaches your brain and your taste buds instantly that it's basically like a derivative of what's it called? Monosodium glutamate. It's essentially a derivative of that. So you want to keep eating more and more and more, even though you're already full, you keep eating more and more and more. But at a certain point, I think any self-respecting individual goes, you know what? I've had a bag of Cheetos. I'm going to stop. But they don't. But that's by design because they want the controllers. I'm trying to bring this to you guys in doses. I'm not trying to give the big revelations because if I give the big revelations, people are going to go, JB's crazy, which they've said in the past. And it rhymes. I use it in rap songs, and that's good. JB crazy, you know, all that kind of stuff. But don't sing, you know, all that kind of stuff. But when it comes to the serious knowledge of what's actually happening here, this is the end level of base 1 social engineering. So they hit us from satellites. They hit us from chemtrails, which are below the satellites. They hit us in our bloodstream from vaccines. which have trigger openers for cancer and all kinds of other adjuvant, things that can come out of anywhere they want. Oh, this person talks too much truth. Let's give them bone marrow cancer. Okay, boom, hidden from a satellite. They can do that. If you think that that's fake, you should not be watching my show. That I can tell you right now. So just go pick some tomatoes or something. You know what I mean? But they allow folks such as me to make videos. And I wonder if it's because they want to study people like me. Chat, go. Tank welfare queens. CNN, oh no. Antonio Davila says, I've been probed. I think that's a joke, just by the way it was said in the chat. Nick Daniels has an interesting one. They showed a nanoswarm by accident on ABC. Interesting. Because I saw the locust videos, but I haven't seen what I would call a nanostorm or nanoswarm just yet. I'm just glad I did not get myself so pissed that I ended up quitting. I mean, can anyone in my audience, can anyone explain how three buildings fell with 2 planes on September 11th, 2001? And can anyone on my stream provide me with the death records of anyone that died at Sandy Hook High School? Can anyone? Because those are the 2 ones that motherfuckers hit me with. Oh, you think 9/11 was an inside job and you think Sandy Hook didn't happen? Well, yeah, prove me 9/11 was not an inside job and prove to me that there was a single bullet fired at Sandy Hook. Prove it to me. Prove it to me. And I'll take it back. I'll take it back. I'll take it back in a second. Not in a fun way. Nick Daniels says thermite. Yeah, thermite and a lot of other shit. Pre-wired. That's the point. That's the fucking point. I'm getting mad again. No one died at Sandy Hook. No one. There was not a single bullet fired at Sandy Hook. It was a false movie. It was a movie that all the media portrayed because they wanted to get the guns quick because they knew Trump was going to win. That's what happened. Antonio Davila asks, or Antdav as I call him, how can you put so many holes in the buildings to put all that dynamite in? They were pre-wired from my research. They were pre-wired from for destruction from construction. The evil that we're talking about doesn't work in 10-year or 20-year or 30-year periods. They work in century periods. I hope that makes sense. And that's a big wake up for a lot of folks, realizing that. Once I realized that, I was like, oh, shit. So the stuff I've been researching is even worse? And the answer was yes. Well, Antonio Davila, without people seeing it, there were planners of the World Trade Center that came out and said, "Yeah, it looked like they had sticks of clay wrapped around everywhere where it shouldn't be. It looked like sticks of clay, like a bunch of sticks of clay stuck together." And then half of those people died of mysterious circumstances. Look it up. Don't listen to JB. Look up mysterious deaths pre 9/11 inspectors. Mysterious deaths pre 911 inspectors. And then you can do all the fucking work I've already done. Antonio Davila comes in. Kiwi Lover comes in with those buildings were imploded like when they take down old Vegas casinos. Antonio Davila, how could it melt that much steel? Because they used micro nukes. They didn't use thermite, they used micro nukes, which were placed during the building of the World Trade Center buildings. The buildings were pre-wired to be destroyed at a certain time. Okay? A lot of folks don't understand this. They watch JB and they go, JB is just some crazy person. He's just some person who goes on the internet and he's from Boston and he wears his Trump hat and he's a Trump supporter and he's a nerd who doesn't date enough and has had a bad life. All of that is true. But what doesn't obscure the fact that these buildings were pre-wired by essentially micro nukes to be dustified in order to engage the United States general population and subsequently the military in order to invade the Middle East, in order to galvanize the American public to allow us to support an invasion of brown people overseas in countries that we've never been to and send our sons and daughters in uniform to fight. I'm getting pissed. I'm not going to cry. I am not going to cry. But I am getting pissed. In order to send our sons and daughters to fight, and some of them receive grave injuries, and some of them come back in and some of them who come back in a box for their parents to receive at at the air at the at the airport. Based strategically. Hello? Hello? Yes, may I help you? Hey, you might as well come in here if you're gonna, What's up? No, it's all good. Here.
Huh?
Oh, nice. Hey guys, let's take a break because I actually need. I'm glad you close that door if you don't mind. Because I was doing. I just got really depressed about September 11th, and I'm gonna finish the story. But you just made this, and that's fucking sweet. You want to show it to the internet audience and tell, or if you don't, it's all good. Do you want to show it off?
Well, it's not really done yet.
This is my brother, Trav, by the way.
I'm gonna
So,
add some
hold on.
pipes for like lens.
Hold on, but before you go, before you start, Antonio, and we got Nick, and we got Robin, we got Kiwi, we get everyone. All right, so what'd you do?
So,
Put it up in front of the camera, if you don't mind. No one knows who you are.
it's one of those like do-it-yourselves, little light, bedside light with a charger, receptacle, and switch.
I think that's badass.
It's kind of like I don't know if I'll just keep this one as it is. Like I took apart the socket from that old lamp I had, so I added the light. And then so I think might do the other knockouts and put some like arms and legs, like one of those like robot things or something. Or I might just keep this one as it is. I don't know. Maybe spray paint the box or something.
I just think it's great because, like, as I said earlier, I don't know anything about even basic electricity like you've done right here, but you got everything just put together from scratch and it fucking works. It's cool.
Yeah. I can make you one if you want.
How much?
I don't know.
I'll give you $25.
Yeah. It's probably all it's really worth. I mean, that actually no, it's actually worth a little more.
Well, yeah, you should charge more because
I didn't say anything about charging. This is something I need. I'm
Well,
not a businessman, so
I wouldn't just take one for free. But what I'm saying is, with what it costs to make, that's obviously the product cost, just like a restaurant, and the amount of time that's put into it. That's your charge, and then on top of that, you charge a premium. That's where you make the profit.
Yeah. Well, I just made this for fun.
I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
Nick Daniels says, "My son." No, that's my younger brother, Travis. No. My son. I'm never getting married. I'm never having kids. I mean, maybe I will. I probably should, but no, don't apologize. No one. So Antonio has lost a son. I don't know what that's like. I will never comment on what that's like. I was in a drunk driving accident where I was the drunk driver. No one was hurt, but I did total the car, and I don't know I don't have any children, so I don't know what it's like to lose a child, and I never want to know what it's like to get that phone call. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. Yeah, so I don't really know how to continue because nothing that I say can really do anything. Yeah, the drunk driver did 9 years in prison, but you lost your son forever, so. Yeah, I got to get out of here because I had a DUI. Everyone knows about it. But I guess I should stick here and stick with the Kim has joined us. I'll stick with the potential horror that I could have caused. I could have fucking killed someone. But there, maybe I'll just do this rant. I've actually had this rant planned for another day, but now is the best time to do it. And I've decided that, and I want to go take a quick nap, but I'm not going to take a quick nap. Everyone who drinks, everyone who has a beer, everyone who has a glass of wine, everyone who has a mixed drink, every single one worldwide. Again, this is a video that I was planning on making very professional, but now I'm going to do it. Everyone who has ever had a drink, by law and statute, and I've researched the laws in all states of the United States of America, all 58 states, as Barack Obama said, has driven drunk. Because the blood alcohol concentration, the BAC, constitutes, and I believe this is nationwide, says that if you've had 1 12-ounce of beer, 1 8-ounce of wine, or 1 ounce of liquor, is inebriated for at least 1 hour. Okay? So technically, and I know people this has happened to. And the horror stories, because as many lives are ruined. Do I really want to do this? Yeah, I'm going to do it. So that means if you go out to California Pizza Kitchen or Fred's Fried Chicken or where the fuck you are, you know what I mean? Wherever you are. You get there, oh, could we start you off with a glass of wine? Yeah, sure. Absolutely. And then you sit there for 2 hours, you have some meal, and then you have another glass of wine or a beer or something. You're over the 8%. 0.08% alcohol, ABV, alcohol, blood volume, whatever. So everyone that goes out to dinner and has a couple glasses of wine can be pulled over and have their life ruined. Life ruined. It happened to me. Someone cut me off on a double yellow, and I rear-ended them without brakes because they just went. Because they were a drunk driver. So they just went, smashed my car, destroyed it. And then the cop came and he said, "Have you had anything to drink?" And I said, "Well, yeah, I had a couple of beers back at my place. I was just going to Papa Gino's to pick up a couple slices of pizza which I could have ordered and had delivered, none of this would have happened. I would have still had my car, and at this point, probably $12,000 more dollars in the bank. 12,000, not 2,000. None of this compares to what it's like for someone losing someone who's been killed by a drunk driver. But there are two sides to every story. People need to know that. People need to know that. If your boss drinks and you love your boss, or if your husband or your wife, you wake up tomorrow, a normal day. Oh, they have a glass of wine after work with the ladies. Ha ha ha. Everyone loves a glass of wine after work with the ladies. Ha ha. Or the guys going out, we're having a couple beers, whatever. You have a couple beers. You could be in jail for the rest of your life if you hop in your car after having a couple beers and hurting, or thankfully not in my case, killing someone, just by virtue of the fact that someone else did something and you're saying to yourself, how could this happen? Why am I being arrested? Yeah, the other person did a stupid thing on the road. It should just be a basic car accident, but unfortunately, you had a couple drinks. As I do a hiccup right now, which is actually from hot pepper salsa that I made homemade, which is good. Not traditional. I used pepperoncinis. You're fucked. And I know my brother interrupted me. Now everything is all fucked up. So I'll just. Alice is in, says JB, what up? Alice, we love. Antonia Davila says, let it out, JB. I'm trying. I'm doing my best. That's all I can tell you. Robin Hood says, sometimes 3. I don't know what that means. Nick Daniels, then they take your license and you lose your job and your career and your home. What happened to me, well, I'll read Alice after. Nick Daniel, it actually happened to me in reverse. It's not funny, but it's kind of funny in the way that you described that scenario. What happened to me was my company said, you've built us a fantastic, better than we could have imagined, laboratory for our practice. However, as a business decision, we have to let you and your assistant go, close the lab, and we're going to be using the big corporate lab that we partnered with 3 days ago. Here's a check for $3,000 plus all your severance and advanced, vacation pay. We're going to give you the whole year. So they gave me a lot of money. I did well. But I was like, I didn't do anything wrong. And they told me, they go, the lab that you were running was pitch perfect, but this one's cheaper. So we're going to go with that. So you're cut right now. So I went back to my apartment. And I don't mind saying this stuff on the internet. I can't be doxxed because I already said everything in, courtrooms and stuff. Everything exactly as it happened is this. So I went home. I started bitching at my roommate. And I was like, what the fuck? These people, they're throwing me 80 grand a year. And it's just like, nah, we're just going to cut it. And you and your assistant, who my assistant was the best friend of the company owner's fiance. So he certainly wasn't happy. I couldn't even take his calls because I had no answer. I was just blindsided. Like, ugh. So, needless to say, I was essentially discombobulated. That's a word I don't use a lot, but I was thrown off my rocker, which is another term I don't use very often. And I say to my roommate, I go, "What the fuck? I have enough. They gave me enough to live, almost a year off of, but this is my career. I built this place, and they just cut it." So I ended up having a couple vodka drinks, hopped in my car, and went to go get a couple slices of pizza. And someone came in quick on a left turn, trying to get into the line on a double yellow, and I ended up rear-ending him because he just cut me off. So it was like that. It was like one of those. He just came in, no blinker, just came in, and I hit him. And I was like, "Is everyone okay?" They're like, "Yeah, we're fine." Ah, shit, blah, blah, blah. And the cop came up and he said, "Is everyone okay? This and that." Everyone was fine. And I saw them isolate the driver in the front, and they took him. And he was obviously being booked for DUI. And the officer starts talking to me. He goes, "Hey, no, have you had anything to drink?" And I go, "Yeah, I had a couple beers earlier." He goes, "Well, will you take a breathalyzer for the court record?" And I go, "Absolutely not. I've been told by lawyers my whole life, never take the breathalyzer, but I'm totally fine. I just took a right off of my street. This guy cut me off and I rear-ended him." And he goes, "Well, if you won't take a breathalyzer, we're going to have to bring you in." So I got busted. I got let go, luckily, because I didn't take the breathalyzer and spent thousands of dollars on a lawyer. And I got it all expunged, and everything is, it's not on the record or whatever. But you need to watch out for yourselves, folks. Thank you very much for watching. You're watching the king of lo-fi. And it's a I can't even do it. I don't even know what the song is. No, Blackie's great. Antonio, I don't know where the fuck Blackie is. He'll be on probably in a couple hours. Alice, yeah, JB, we were with you. Yeah, I documented everything. I mean, it was horrible. Don't drink and drive. Just even if it's like a quick thing like me, like I had no reason to get him. I had enough money back then, I had enough money. I could have just hopped in a cab or gotten delivery, but I didn't. It's called normalcy bias. The topic that we must be virulent against is the topic of normalcy bias. Normalcy bias. Just because it's okay for a certain period of time doesn't mean it's going to be sustainable long term. Normalcy bias. We need to get out of that. We need to get out of that. That I can tell you right now. Same thing in government. Same thing in government. Just because we have politicians who wear suits and go, I'm Obama, who I voted for. I'm Obama. I'm black. I'm going to be a great president. Yeah. I'm George Bush. Everyone just goes, yeah, we need Bushes, Clintons, Obamas, et cetera, et cetera. We just need to have them keep running things. Enter President Donald Trump. I'm a billionaire. I'm a businessman. I'm an asshole. My hair is fucking hilarious. I tell people what to do. I tell people to shut up. You're going to like it. But I'm also going to be a great president. And he is. I love the president so much. I really do. I really do. All right, I'm going to get out of here. I'll see you guys later, probably at Blackie Fitzpatrick. Have a good one. Keep America great. We'll see you safely on the other side. JB Rants, signing off.